Hey there, welcome back. This is Shireen here with another Adobe tutorial for fashion and textile design. Today we're in Photoshop. We're continuing on in our series of surface design exploration. And today's demo, we're going to be really looking at how to take reduced, isolated elements. We're going to create a reflected isolated motif that's got sort of this horizontal and vertical reflection of this element to create more complex repeats. Once we have those isolated repeats, I'm just going to show you how we can create beautiful swatches and then we'll start to be able to color them up in our own palettes. So let's get started. This palm tree was from the video previous to this one, so make sure to check out the whole playlist. That was multicolor reduction. And so now we have this very flat graphic sort of representation of our palm tree. So as you can see, it definitely sort of lost some detail, but it still sort of has that feel of the palm leaves. So what I'm going to do is I do need to, for this technique, I'm going to go ahead and actually move back into RGB mode, image mode RGB. And I'm only going to do that temporarily because I want to deselect that background layer, unclick on, or click on that lock to unlock it, make this a layer 0, and I'm going to be working on layers to kind of just move this around. There's a lot of possible ways to kind of do this, but I'm sort of used to doing it this way. I temporarily detour back out of index mode into RGB just to access these layers, so it makes my work a little bit easier. So check out how we're going to proceed. I need more canvas because I need to double this image horizontally and vertically. So this looks like image canvas size. I toggle to percent. I type in 200% horizontally and vertically. And so now I'm going to kind of decide, does this go in the upper right hand quadrant, upper left, bottom right and left? I'm going to put it in the upper right. Okay, so this artwork is represented here. I just moved it up to the upper right. It looks like this. Okay, Command All or Control All, copy. Ooh, make sure I'm in the right layer. Copy. All right, so I'm on the right layer, and paste. With the Move tool, I can just lock that right in next to its counterpart. This is on its own layer. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontally. Starting to get the idea. These two layers, I'm going to select that layer, shift click to add both layers, and I'm going to say merge these two layers. Now that this represents the top of my isolated repeat, Command A or Control A to select all, Command C or Control C, Control V. I now have again that second row, and edit, transform, flip vertically. There you go. Kind of cool. All right, so there is my palm tree now starting to become this really interesting motif. I can just go ahead at this point now and flatten my image. All the layers, just flatten them. So that if I want now, I can go back in, image mode, index, 5 colors. Awesome. All right, so I did all that, but I didn't do anything else to rotate or to scale or to adjust the DPI. I preserved my flat 5 colors. That's going to be really important in the next stage when I'm going to start coloring up my artwork. All right, so this is pretty quick and easy, I think. It's really just taking that isolated artwork, flipping it around, and creating a little bit more movement. Let's see if I have... Yeah, so this was from one of the previous demos. This was the isolated repeat, the isolated motif where I reduced and cleaned my work, and then here's where I created a repeat where I flipped horizontally, flipped vertically, and now it's still in this nice black and white, very simple color. Image mode, I can go into index at this point. Right now it says exactly 256. We can fix that very easily by saying locally select 2 colors. No forced colors, no transparency, and now this too is also pretty much ready to go for putting it into my swatches. Let's just double check image size. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 200 dpi, and I'm going to make sure that the maximum width will be 2. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We lost a little bit of, as you can see, a little bit of detail around those edges, but we still kept it as pure black and white. It's ready to go now. And, you know, again, catch me in my next video. We're going to be just filling areas with color. So now that these two are both ready to go, let me go ahead and, okay, I'm going to call this one Arches ISO Reduced. I'm saving it as a TIFF. TIFF compresses, but not quite as drastically as a JPEG. So I'm saving it as a TIFF. My palm, I'm also going to do a file save as. Okay, palm, I'm going to call that ISO, isolated repeat, and I'm also going to say that that's reduced and ready to go. Save as TIFF. So I just want to show you that both of them are at 200 dpi. So what I would do to just sort of make a swatch and get those ready to color is I would go to File, New. I could set up just a letter size page. Under Print, I would choose Letter, but I would just alter it to make sure it matches my DPI. That's really important. It has to be 200 dpi if my isolated repeat is 200 dpi. So the final magic step is Edit, define this as a pattern. Okay, palm ISO reduced, done. Here's my beautiful page. Edit, fill. Okay, so same place I went to edit, define pattern, edit, fill. I'm going to go ahead and find the correct one that's reduced. It's usually the last one I just made. Contents, pattern, custom pattern, and again, it's the last one that I just made. It looks like that. How fun is that? All right, when I zoom in, you can see very flat, and I'll be able to really easily color this up. Let's do it again. File, New, letter size page, 200 dpi. I just have to make sure that it matches whatever the dpi that I'm working with. So I can go to Arches ISO Reduced, edit, define that as a pattern, go back to my beautiful blank page, edit, fill, under contents pattern, not foreground, not background, but pattern, and it's the last one I made, and I'm ready to go. All right, I've got my layers here. I'm going to be able to add more layers, and in my next video I'm going to show you how you can bring in your color palettes from Illustrator or even InDesign and work with them here to start creating beautiful swatches. So hang in there. Next step is the last step. You're going to love it. Make sure to get lots of practice. Ask questions below, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.